Are business and honesty mutually exclusive, or can they go hand in hand? In this video, I'm going to argue why I think it's not only not mutually exclusive, but it's in fact a necessary ingredient for any amount of sustained, massive business success. So if you don't know who I am, my name is Keefe Fonseka. I'm the founder of ThatBioTutor. And every time I make one of these videos, I'm actually losing money because at the point of making this video, tuition launch is not how I make my money. It's through ThatBioTutor. So every video that I make here is actually yielding me zero return on investment at this point in time. But I make these videos anyway because I want tutors like you to win. I think you are a force for good for society. I think tutors who genuinely care about their students and help them improve are highly needed in society. And that's why I want to help you succeed. Okay, so a quick story. A few years, like around 2 years ago, my ex-girlfriend, which was my girlfriend at the time, she said something along the lines of how business and honesty, like of course they're mutually exclusive. Like of course they cannot go hand in hand. So I'm just loosely paraphrasing, but that was the sentiment that she brought up. And I think it's the same for a lot of people who are watching this video too. Most people probably feel that there is some stuff that is fishy about business, that it's not completely moral. There is an amount of manipulation or dishonesty involved, and that may be true for some people and some businesses. But I think it's honestly the inferior way of doing things. If you want sustained and huge success, you cannot afford to be dishonest. You cannot afford not to do right by your customers. Now, I also want to take this opportunity to clarify something. In some of my past videos, I noticed that sometimes I talk in a very business sense about making money, and I realized that I can be misunderstood by some people. So I just want to make it clear that everything that I did say in my past videos, I still stand by it because I said everything with a clear conscience, and I said everything with a mind of doing right by my customer, and whether that is in ThatBioTutor, doing right by my students, or in tuition launch, which is helping you guys. Either way, everything that I am saying and will say is always advocating for doing right by the customer and truly having your clients or students' best interests at heart. Another reason why I will always advocate for this is because I am a Christian and it goes against my values to do anything other than truly doing what is right by my customers. And if I ever did something that even has 0.5% of feeling immoral, it will take up so much of my mental RAM. It would eat me from the inside, and I cannot live with myself. I cannot go to sleep at night because it goes against who I am. So in fact, one of my goals for succeeding in business is really to show the world that the Christian way, or even if you don't want to believe in that, the sentiment brought about by Christianity, which is to do unto others what you would like to be done to you, the golden rule, is the best way to succeed in business. It's not just a nice way to succeed, but it is really the best way. So here are 7 reasons why I think business and honesty are not mutually exclusive. In fact, doing right by your customers all the time is really the way to sustained business success. So that leads me to argument number 1, which is that it is the only way for long run success. Now, you've definitely heard of many scandals of businesses. Like recently, at point of making this video, there was a recent crypto scandal about FTX. And as you can see, people's fraudulent activities and behavior will always be found out eventually. You can't hide forever. And so those kind of businesses or schemes may do very well in the short run and earn lots of money, but that money is never really kept, and you will never find security in earning a huge and sustainable income if you're always wondering when you're going to get found out. Argument number 2 is that lying takes up mental RAM. I was talking to someone last time and he gave me a suggestion, which is on my website for my about page. I could maybe artificially spice up or tweak certain facts to make my about page about my past look better and more in line with what I'm currently doing, which is teaching biotuition. And so I won't go into exactly what he suggested, but I immediately said no to that because if I said yes, I would be saying something different other than what was going on in my head. So I know something to be true about my past, but what I'm saying and presenting on my website is a different story. So there's incongruency there created, and my brain will constantly be fighting against itself, trying to reconcile these two facts. I had 32 GB of RAM as my brain power. I'm always spending like 4 GB trying to just wrestle with that fact, and the other 28 GB, then I can live my life. So I don't want to live life like that, where I am constrained because I want to lie about certain small little things. It may seem like a white lie, it may seem like, oh, this doesn't actually matter. And in fact, it helps you, right, if you do these little white lies. But it takes up mental RAM, and you have no idea the ramifications of that over time. And argument number 3 is very obvious, which is that word of mouth is going to be so much more powerful if you actually do right by the customer all the time. So there's this book called The Magic of Thinking Big. I know it has a kind of a cheesy title, but it's so far my favorite book. And in it, there is a story about earning money, which is the story of a cat and cat food. So money is is like the cat, right? And if you try and chase it all the time, which is what most people do, you just try and chase a cat, it will just keep running away from you. But once you realize that you need to then get some cat food and just sit there and wait, the cat will eventually come to you in your lap. So it's the same thing with money. The cat is money and the cat food is good service. So if you can prioritize service, that is like having a very good juicy bowl of cat food, which the cat will naturally be attracted to you. So chase service, not money. That really is the best way to go. Argument number 4 is that doing right by your customer and being honest builds your brand even amongst non-customers. So some of my students tell me about how their friends in class who are not in my bio tuition and maybe even don't want a bio tuition, but they are enjoying my free notes that I've put out to the public. And so there is this general positive sentiment towards the brand because of the genuine help that they've received and for free of charge some more. So even though they are my non-customers, they don't intend to join a bio tuition, but they are spreading that good word of mouth for me and for the brand. So think about this compared to a company or a business that only has word of mouth from its customers versus one which has not only its customers spreading the word of mouth, but even non-customers. So which one's going to outcompete? It's obviously this one. Argument number 5 is that when you care, students will stick around for longer. Now, I mean really care, like genuinely care about them as a person and about their success and their results in the subject. If you genuinely care, they will be able to feel it. They will feel that you treat them as special, important, and you value them, and they will stick around longer. So this reduces churn, and churn means how many percent of your customers, in this case students, leave your business every month. So a tutor told me this story before where he had experience with a few F9 students. So they were F9 all the way throughout the whole year, but they still stuck with him all the time. And it didn't make logical sense, right? If something's not working, you go and change it. But they still stuck with him because most likely they had a good relationship with him. So the relationship with a student in this industry really is one of the most important factors that causes a student to want to stay with you. Okay, and argument number 6 is that when you genuinely care and want to help as much as possible, you will naturally ask them for feedback and how to improve because you do know there are flaws in your teaching, in your business, and you want to give them a better experience so that they will not only feel better, but the results that they get will also be better. Now compare this with another business which is just in it for the money. They're just doing this for the sake of earning money, and so they don't really care about constantly improving themselves. As long as they can get as much money from the students, they are happy. Now which one do you think is going to win? Obviously, the one that improves will outcompete them and destroy them every time. Okay, and argument number 7 is that you will lose motivation eventually. You will lose steam if all you're after is just money. To be honest, right now, my money needs in terms of survival level are met for sure. Like at the time of making this video, I can still live off my parents. I have not entered university yet. So my survival needs are definitely met. If that was what I'm after, I wouldn't have any motivation to work. And it will come a point in time where you have to ask yourself, what's the main thing driving me? Is it still money, or is it the satisfaction and impact when I see my students benefit because of the help that I'm giving them? So this brings us back to the story about the cat and the cat food, right? If you chase money, there will be a point in time where you'll be just too tired of chasing it. But if you chase service, then not only will money come to you naturally, but it is something that you can keep on chasing for a long time instead of something like money which quickly tapers off the excitement once you have attained a certain level of financial achievement. Now I'm going to give you a bonus thing, which is not really an argument, but more like an example in my own life. So if you have been following me for a while, you know that in my tuition business, ThatBioTutor, I give out free notes to the public. And these are notes that I spent hundreds of hours making. In fact, they used to be exclusively just for my own students who are paying students, but I decided that I wanted to give it to the public for free. Why? Because it would help a lot of people. Like a lot of students actually need notes. They've always been asking me, do you have notes? Do you have notes? So it is a true need in the community. And by giving this to them, it definitely helped tons of people. Now, is there any benefit for me? Do I expect anything in return immediately? The answer is no. I did not expect anyone to give me anything or pay me any money for those notes. I'm willing to delay the return. And in fact, 90%, maybe 99% of people who get the notes will never pay me a single cent. And that's okay. Because there will be 1% of students who, after being benefited by the notes, will be like, wait, if I want bio tuition, who do I know which is good in bio? It's like, oh wait, that guy who gave the free notes, yeah, those notes were quite good. So why not I go and apply for his class? And so this is the irony, right? That the more selfish we are and the more we withhold the information and withhold the help to ourselves, the less we actually earn. I've always found in my limited experience that the acts of selflessness often accomplish the goals of being selfish even better than those who are selfish. Basically, that means that he who gives more receives more. I know it's paradoxical, but it is just true. What goes around comes around. Karma is real, not in a religious sense, but karma is real in the sense that the economy and society will reward you the more you contribute. Okay, and adding on to that example of the free notes, right? So once I realized that, wow, okay, this really works. Like giving freely and not expecting something in return immediately will actually help you in the long run, not just with building building your brand but actually helping you earn more money in the long run. The next thing I considered was, should I give away the commonly asked questions answers, which is actually another part of the notes that I kept just for my paying students. So I was like, wait, if this principle works, then if I give away more stuff, it should work even more. So that's what I tried. And it was quite scary giving away so much, but I tried it anyway. And there was someone who asked me, are you doing this just for, like, why are you doing this for, is it to help the students? And I was like, yes, it is to help the students. At the same time, it's also because I want to make more money, and there's nothing wrong with doing that. And so can be a misunderstanding from some people that, oh, you're just doing this to make money, right? But what I want you to take away from this video is that doing right by people, really helping them, and making money are not mutually exclusive. And so I told him that, yes, I am here for making money. I am also here to help students. And I find that the best way to achieve the first one, which is making money, is to really help students the best I possibly can. And it will help with the first goal. So the one thing that I want you to take away from this video is that doing right by your customers is not separate from making money. In fact, it is a necessary prerequisite to help you achieve that goal. And it's nice to know that despite us living in a wicked and sinful world, doing the right thing is always most rewarded in the long run. So if you watch all the way to the end, thank you for listening to my rant. And also, if you find my videos helpful, please subscribe and like this video, because it tells me that there are people who actually benefit from this stuff, and it keeps me going, making more of these. So if you are a solo tutor or a small tuition business owner, then I really want you to win. So watch this next video here.